Alright, so a lot of people have been wondering about Wii U modding and Wii U hacking for use in Cemu or just installing mods for Smash. So here's a layman's terms tutorial on how to use all this to get you started. Alright, so first you want to go into Start menu, type in CMD, and that one will pop up, and type in ipconfig. Now see that IPv4 address right there? You're going to want to memorize that or write it down or something because it's going to be helpful later. Alright, so now the next thing you want to do is get DDD, which is a Wii U title number. Now, you're going to need a Wii, or a homebrewed Wii, which it's not really that hard because I'm pretty sure it includes the files with it. If it doesn't, there's some GBA temp links I can put in the description. Other than that, though, here's title number. I'll actually download it from the site. So let's see, DDD. So we put that in your Wii U, in your SD card file, and then the title number exe you run on computer. So I'll double click that. Actually, no, yeah, I'll download it. So double click that. I already have it installed. Click that, and then I'll swap over here. So now what you're going to do is go to Internet Browser on your Wii U. And then I already have it set. You're going to want to go to loading.ovh on your browser. And then using that scroll menu, go into Homebrew Launcher 1.2 for version 5.5.1. So now it'll run the Homebrew Launcher. Go to the Wii U kind of loading screen type of thing, and then it'll boot up the Homebrew menu. So you're going to want to go into DDD and click Load. And so now that IP address that you wrote down or memorized before, you're going to want to input that. So I'm going to put that in my my Wii U here. There. Alright, now press X. Instead of A, press X. Because sometimes people have it installed on their Wii U instead of a disk. So you're going to want to press X to go to the home menu and then go from there. So what it does is it injects the code into the Wii U's memory, and so from there you can boot the game and it'll dump from there. So now actually you're going to want to go, you're going to want to shift right click and click, hit, open new command line here, and then type in titledumper.exe /vol, and then, I don't know, folder. So it's just something you want to call it for the dump to be in. So now you press enter and it'll wait for the Wii U connection. Now go back to your Wii U and press A and start the game. Alright, I'll switch back to my desktop here. Give me a sec. Alright, and now you can see down there it'll say open file, read file, open file, read file. So see that cross_f.rpx? That is actually the executable that that Cemu uses to boot Smash. So this is going to take a long time, probably 3 or 4 hours. So you're just going to want to sit back and relax, have a snack, go outside. I don't know, do what you want to do, and then come back a few hours later, and we'll go from there. Alright, Smash is finished dumping, and it's booted to the game screen. So what you're going to actually want to do is boot through the game until you can press the home button, because it still needs to dump like a few more files. I don't know what they do, but it's better to have them than to not have them. So they're really small files, it don't take too long to download, so give it a little bit. Alright, so it says client 1 connection closed. And you can close the software now, and then it'll say client 0 connection closed. Give me a sec. Alright, so now everything's done dumping. You can move on with the tutorial. I'm going to rename the folder, but that doesn't really matter. You can just, that's just easier keeping track of. But yeah, everything is complete. You can move on to the next step. Alright, so now we're going to go into the Cemu version, or the Cemu tutorial. So now you can see that my Smash 4 dump is in the wiiu hacking folder with volume. And if you go to, you'll see cross_f. That is the executable. So you go into Cemu, execute Cemu. And so click File, Load, and then you'll already find that cross.f or cross_f is right there. Click Open. And now go into Options. If it'll load, give me a sec, into Input Settings. So now you're going to configure your controller. So right now I'm going to change to keyboard, and I have preset here for my keyboard. You're going to have to make it preset, which is a good idea. Save and close. Alright, so the game's loaded. Now you can press A to continue. Now sometimes it'll get hung up on like a black screen. In that case, you have to go to Options and then go into Input Settings. So you have to go into Disabled and Save, then close it, go back to Options, Input Settings, then change back to Gamepad and Keyboard and input your settings, and then save it. Because sometimes, for some reason, Cemu gets hung up on the input. So now the game's loaded. It's going to be black for a while, so you have to get full screen. I'm using 2 monitors, so full screen defaults to the second monitor. Okay, so it got hung up again. So press Options, Input Settings. Sometimes you don't have to change it. It'll just go to the green screen. Now even here, it'll get hung up, so you're going to have to wait a little while and maybe do Options, Input Settings again. It all depends on your build, really, because right now I have an NVIDIA GPU with an AMD processor. So it all depends on really your build and your specs. So I'm going to disable and re-enable. Save it. There we go. So yeah, in my case, I know NVIDIA GPUs, you have to use the no audio version, at least I do. Sometimes you can use the audio with AMD builds, AMD graphics cards. But now you can see the Smash logo, and soon the menu screen. There you go. Alright, so in AMD it's a little bit brighter, but that's alright. So click Smash, and yep. It'll load for a while, and then everything's going to come up. It is darker because of some shader, but in AMD builds I think that's fixed. But yeah, everything's pretty much fully functional. And the frame rate is actually quite high for the first build that can run Smash. So yeah, look at all, was it 51 frames per second on the selection screen? Go to Final Destination. You can change to Omega. You don't need to do that for Final. So sometimes it'll also get caught up here. So you're going to have to go to Input Settings again, disable and re-enable. There. Alright. So now you re-enable it. I hope in future builds that the disable and re-enable will be eliminated. But now you can see that the game's loaded up. It starts off a little bit slow, but then you run at, I think I ran at solid 45 frames per second earlier. Alright, so we're coming down to the last few seconds. Now, the thing is, on my build, I can't really get to the victory screen. It just kind of crashes. I'll see if it works, but I don't think it will. So it reaches time. It actually goes pretty far after time. You can still move. I don't know why. But then it pauses. And if you try to use input settings and disable and re-enable, it kind of just crashes. So I'll disable it, re-enable. Yep, and you can see how the stack of death is. I don't know what the correct term for that is called, but it's pretty much dead at this point for me. Try to re-enable and see if that works. Yeah, no, I don't think I don't think it works. Alright, so that's that. Your build will probably be a little bit better. I don't know what's up with mine, but I think it'll be fixed in the next updates, which is good. So now we're going to move on to the using the dump for hacking, or for mods. So for uWizard, I'll include the link in the description. You have to download uWizard and Smash Explorer. So that title key is what you're going to need to memorize or just write down or have in your clipboard. So open up uWizard and go into NUS Downloader U, and then enter that title ID earlier. I actually saved it as my own title. Type 288, that's version 1.1.6, and click Decrypt Contents. So I already have it downloaded, but I'll start it anyways. Yeah, so I already have everything downloaded, so I don't really need to use it anymore. So now we're going to go into Smash Explorer. Actually, sorry. Smash Explorer, open it up. Now it's going to check for an LS file. So actually, before you open it up, you have to go back into uWizard. Actually, first you have to get your Smash dump. So I'll go into uWizard. If you go here into content, you'll see an LS file. I already have that input, but I'll show you how to get it from your Smash dump. Oops. Let's see. It's in my other desktop. There. Alright, so you go into volume, code, or content, and see the LS file. So you're gonna move that one there. And so that's in there. And then Smash Explorer will boot. You can go into data and then fighter. That's how you modify your characters. So I'll go find a mod to download and alright, so I found a mod, and so it's the Captain Falcon white and black. So let me see, give me a sec. Yeah, so it says there's like a files folder. So what you're gonna do is open that up. You can see how there's all of those different model files. So you go into Captain, Model, and Body. So you'll see C00. That's the first slot. So just drag all of those into C00, which replaces the first files. And now what you're going to want to do is go into Project, build the mod, and click OK. Now it should say rebuilding resource for a while, and then actually, you know what? It should be done soon. And you're going to find it in the export folder right there. There, so now it says done. And go into export, and you'll see a folder called patch. and that's where all the mod files are. So what you want to do, you can close out of that at this point. That's just the mods. I have to copy the key again. So that's my other folder. That's my own mod folder here. So you want to copy that and make a new folder and paste it. And that's the one you put in your SD card. And so now I'm just going to make sure that's the right key and drag it over. Yeah, it is. Okay. Oops. So open that up. It should be empty, and then drag in or copy and paste patch. And that should be it. You're done. Those are your mods. And so you're just going to put that into your SD card file, or use your SD card, and you can boot it up using loading.